It's an amazing week of football, week 8 of football in the Premier League. It was actually a very, 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 very amazing week. It's actually a week that was filled with actions and a lot of activities in the Premier League. Of course, we started with Arsenal beating Fulham away, which was not an easy thing. Of course, it was actually a 1-0, win. A lot of talking points in the game. Penalty not given, fouls not given, and players holding their head whenever they fall down, so that the referee will definitely stop an attack, and a lot of things happening in that game, and a lot of reviews. But at the end of the day, Arsenal got the major 3 points, and it took them to the top of the log. And after Man City had actually briefly topped the league. But now Arsenal is topping the league with 19 points, and followed closely by Manchester City, which they are on 16 points. And also you discover that Liverpool that actually started so winning their first 4 games or so, first 5 games thereabout, and now they've lost 3 games in a row in the Premier League. Losing to Crystal Palace, losing to Chelsea, then now losing to Manchester United. And one thing about this game is that I was saying it, a day, to the game, and I was saying that Manchester United might shock Liverpool. Why? Because Liverpool have actually been playing so badly, and there's nothing spectacular about Liverpool. Do you understand? They are just like a normal team. There's nothing spectacular. For example, now if you see an Arsenal team, quite all right that they will defend with their life, even if they don't score. They will defend, right? If you see Chelsea, you discover that they will create chances, right? If you see Tottenham, their flair, do you understand, is there. If you see Man City, quite all right that they are going to play their game. Now, if you see Liverpool, what will you see? Nothing. The only thing is that inshallah, that will play the ball to Salah and all that. That means Slot was not the man that won the league last season. He only won the league because he met a team that was already cooked by Klopp already. Do you understand? And now he has bought his players. Of course, right now he has spent £6. Isaac, who else? Frimpong, coming in of vets, Kekes, and all the lights. And at the end of the day, what happened? They remain ordinary. You understand? If Manchester United, even the state that Manchester United is right now, Manchester United comes to your home to beat you. It shows there's nothing much. And that's the reason why I don't see them as title challenger. I've told you this thing at the beginning. Don't forget the very first video I did. And I told you that the team that's going to win the league is Arsenal, followed by Manchester City. You see that Manchester City that are coming, the resurgence of Manchester City now is amazing. It's crazy. Look at the way they beat Everton. They played first half 0-0, and second half they came back and sealed it. Haaland is actually carrying Manchester City on his head rather, and he's the one scoring the goals now. He's scoring the goals. I think they've scored 17 goals, and Haaland has scored 11 goals. That's amazing, and that's massive. That shows that Haaland is actually taking it so personal this season. So he's even putting pressure on other strikers like Sesko, like Gyökeres, like Cunha, like other, strikers and all that. He's setting the pace for them, telling them this is my territory and this is my league. I've dominated it well. And any striker that's actually going to compete with Haaland this season, we do a lot of job. We do a massive job. That guy is actually up there and is going to clinch that highest goal scorer thing. And the league, I can't say, because Arsenal is actually, proving everybody wrong and all that. Places that they've lost, Fulham, Newcastle, you don't get. Now they've gotten their points now. They've got the Nottingham Forest, places that they play draw and all that. Look at how they have amassed points. They have amassed points. They've only lost 1 game to Liverpool. Don't forget that free kick from Soboslai. I think in the 7th something or 8 something in there about towards the tail end of the game, which they dominated Liverpool in that game. Arsenal dominated Liverpool, but look at how Liverpool won. And in one way or the other, since then, it's like Arsenal exposed them, then Burnley exposed them in League 2, the Crystal Palace now finished the whole thing. That's to tell you that they are not spectacular. They are not spectacular at all. Isaac is nowhere to be found. Ekitike is just misbehaving. Salah lost form. Only Gakpo that's been, putting, much pressure and all that. And Chelsea too, congratulations to you. And don't think that win is actually a statement. Forget it. Everybody is, is beating Nottingham Forest now. everybody's beating Nottingham Forest. So don't think that that has actually put you, within the top club this season, or top clubs rather this season. In one way or the other, go back and repackage yourself again and come back stronger. So and Tottenham too, losing to Aston Villa, of course. Tottenham will always be Tottenham, normal butlers and all that. So I don't know why they always call Arsenal butlers, whereas the major butlers, which is Tottenham Hotspurs, they are there. But well, I'm not talking about Tottenham. That's just the quick roundup, of the games in the Premier League. Now looking at Ligue 1, of course, 3-3 to Strasbourg PSG. It's crazy. Then Marseille coming up, Greenwood trying to spark up, that title race and all that. It's amazing. It's like Marseille are actually ready to win that league this season. They are ready to give PSG that run for their money. And even their coach Ashabi has actually said it. He said the reason why he came to Ligue 1 is to come and challenge PSG, Paris Saint-Germain, because it's like their dominion has actually stayed so long. Winning the league for 8-9 seasons is huge. That's crazy. But anyway, that was the weekend in Ligue 1. Then in Serie A as well, of course, AC Milan, they came up. It's like they've started. It's like Modric has actually come there to revamp the team, and they are actually doing well. They are really, really doing well. They had to beat Fiorentina, 2-1. Goals from Rafael Leao. Amazing guy and all that. But I see that it's like Modric has come into the midfield and made them, a very, very strong, contender for that Serie A. And Inter Milan also won as well. And that's there in Serie A. Then in La Liga as well, Barcelona, they made it, get to the late part as well to, grab a point. Araujo, scoring that goal, against Girona for Barcelona. Amazing time. Then Real Madrid, leaving it late to get a 1-0 win. Of course, the usual suspect, Mbappe, was fantastic once more. He was the one that scored that goal, and he has been firing so well there. Atletico Madrid also won, this time around they even kept a clean sheet, and that's just how it is. Then in the Bundesliga, of course, the two giants there, which is Bayern Munich, facing Borussia Dortmund. They had to beat Borussia Dortmund 2-1, which was an amazing game for them, and made them have 11 games winning streak. That's amazing. It's not easy to have 11 games, win 11 games directly in a league, in a top flight league, European top flight league. That's awesome. Well done. So that's just a wrap up on the top 5 leagues, in Europe, and that's how it is. Then this is a week of Champions League. Of course, you know quite right that a whole lot of matches, are going to be played, and that's the reason why you discovered that the FAs had to play their league, Games Friday, Saturday, and some on Sunday as well. But the major thing at this point is that the thing is changing. It's changing the Premier League now. It's changing. Arteta is actually really ready this season, to carry the league. And also, if you can replicate that same thing right now, is actually, unbeaten in the Champions League. He has won 2. He has played 2. He has won 2. And Atletico Madrid is actually coming to the Emirates on Tuesday to come and face Arsenal. Don't forget, Atletico Madrid played a clean sheet, and over the weekend, and also Arsenal also played a clean sheet over the weekend as well. So it's going to be a tough game as well. But I still see Arsenal carrying the lead because it's at the Emirates, and they are very, very comfortable at the Emirates. And don't forget the last time they met in the Europa League, what happened? Beat Arsenal, and that was how the whole game went, and that's it. So that's just a wrap up this weekend, and I hope the Champions League is going to produce a lot of actions as well. It's going to produce a lot of activities, from Arsenal to Liverpool, from Newcastle to Tottenham Hotspur, from Manchester City, and and all that, to Europa League and Conference League. But right now, the major thing now is Arsenal is actually flying. One of the best teams in Europe. In fact, one of the best teams in the world, with the best defense, with the best, midfield, even though up front, a bit shaky because Guy Kyrgios has not been scoring. He has actually been, a bit slow, but he has, changed the whole narrative because then that usually have issues with Saka, two people marking Saka, three people marking Saka. Now they have, defenders now. They now have so much work to do. You have to mark Saka, you have to mark Gyökeres. Do you get? And you still have to play your ball in the middle. So where are your players that will now score? Do you get? And